Oh man, I won't even do the intro until we can make sure we can hear. I don't know why my audio comes lower. Is this one better? Is this one better? Is this one better? Is this one better? Is this one? Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Do your
ooh,
best James
ooh,
Hetfield impression
ooh,
is what you need.
ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, Sasha. My cat's like, what are you doing?
We can hear now.
You can hear?
Yes.
Awesome. Right, get rid of that. Let's try this again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another 40 to Level 1. I am one of your hosts, Alistair Kennedy. Here with me, as always, he's the former Twilight Princess of the All Games Network, the current Twilight Princess of YouTube, the Uncharted 3 liar and denier, the man of many names, but we just call him one, Andy.
I stand there here as always.
So we've been
Do
away
you
for a
like
few weeks.
do you like my friend that's with me on the YouTube here called the a menu? My friend the menu.
Yeah, I've took it off. It should be away
We
now.
took it off. I can just have this menu. Like I looked on the YouTube feed, I'm like, oh, I've got a friend in my face here.
Yeah, maybe I should put it up more. That'd be better.
Just right here. Like just a menu right here.
Yeah,
That's all
so
you need.
we've been away for a few weeks. Andy's been busy. I hate flies in the summer. I'll tell you that now. They're everywhere. They come in your house. They fly anytime there's light. They hover about food, and it's like, just go away. And it's even worse when there's thunder and rain. For some reason, I think the flies have come out more the last 2 or 3 days
Oh.
since the rains came finally. But yes, we've been away. Andy's been busy. I've been doing my writing stuff. I don't think I've told everyone what I'm writing for, but I can now. So I'm doing writing for Game Rant.
Oh.
So I'm still at the Xbox Hub as well, still doing their stuff. Love it there. And Game Rant, I'm mostly doing lists. I like lists. I can spend all night reading them.
You fucking just make lists and send them to me regardless of like writing any articles. You're like,
What do you think, guys?
what's your top 10 Star Wars movies? Like
Right now,
like,
just right now, not yesterday, right now,
just right now. Yeah.
for no reason, and it doesn't go anywhere. These things, like I've been
No.
doing this for years with Andy, and it sometimes it's just like top 10, like comics, top 10 Marvel movies. What way would you rank the top 3 Marvel movies? What way would you rank the? And it's just for nothing, for no use, just because I like doing it. So, now I've been writing for Game Rant. I've got a couple scheduled. My latest one was the 10 most underutilized console features, which I enjoyed writing. Done a couple on different games. Wrote one about Cobra Kai. Writing one, just finished one before the show on a game
Nice.
series that I like. That people aren't going to be happy with my number one choice. I don't care.
Sometimes that's how you get the clicks, though.
I'm not putting the number one choice like at the top. Obviously, it starts at 10. You have to get there.
Oh
but,
yeah.
I justify. I'm justified. I liked it. It's me that's writing, not you. If you want to do it, you write it. So
No, but I mean, like, if you put something controversial at number one,
I
like
didn't.
someone is going to,
Well,
no, but someone's going to share it and go like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?"
100% it will. It's a divisive game that I put at number one. I'll tell you after the show what it was, but like, it's the first one that I'm really kind of going. People might not be happy with my response to this, but it's me that's writing it. I've got to do from what I think. So tough. Tough is the best way. I done one as Dust Falls. That was a great game. I finished that. I finished the game, Andy. As Dust Falls. It was more up your street, but what I didn't like about it was the motion comics.
I hate motion comics, mate.
So,
Like that's why I didn't really play very much
but
of that.
I'll tell you something. The story was so good, like unbelievably
Okay.
good. And I was so glad because my articles like was the top best character, the top 10 best characters in the game, and I'm like, thank goodness the characters were strongly written. But I really enjoyed the game. Like it was more like a light version of Life is Strange, like because there was some quick time events and things like that as well. So
Yeah.
it wasn't full on Andy's finished a game when he's just pushed next on each bottom of the page. This was an actual game where there was stuff to do. But the thing is that some sections of it, like when they're driving in cars, it was fully 3D rendered like proper models. But then when the characters are discussing things, like it's just like motion comic. And I've never liked that, even when they've done some of my favourite motion comics, Marvel ones. I just don't like that style. It's just like scene to scene, and it never works for me. But this game, I would play the sequel in a heartbeat. I played it obviously to write up about it, but I really, really enjoyed As Dust Falls. I think it was on Game Pass, or it's either Game Pass or I can't remember. I've been playing a lot of things recently, but that As Dust Falls is superb. Like, and I love games where it shows you like at the end, Telltale does it really well where it shows you,
Oh,
like,
the choices.
the choices,
Yeah.
So it tells you
Yeah.
what kind of person you are and the choices you've made. Because I play these games on how I would answer. I don't try and
Yep.
characterize the characters. Like every character's me, male, female, whatever. It's just like, I play them as how
Yeah.
I would answer, and it was kind of cool to see. And it also shows you how many branches there are in this game of different ways that it can go, characters that can be bumped off and stuff, and really good game. Finishing a cliffhanger, I've got my theories on it. I think if you can push past the motion comicness of it, I think it's one of the best stories that I've played, certainly this year, in a game. I really enjoyed it. It was like a total drama about a robbery gone wrong, turning into a kidnap, and it was really good. And then it kind of flashed between the future, to 2012, and I think it was 1996 or 1998. It was the 90s in 2012, and the incident happened then, and then it showed you some of the characters in 2012 and how events in the current, well, not current day, but 10 years ago were affected from the 90s. And I would like them to be able to do a sequel. I need to know where the story goes anyway. Even if they don't get a sequel, they need to finish it in a comic or something. Like, I need to hear the end of that. So I played that. Also, I want to talk about a few things tonight. Saints Row, I'm going to talk about that in a bit. I've not been playing it. I was going to write a piece on it, but I still might. But I'm going to like pitch the piece just now, in a minute or two to you, and like you probably won't care. But like I had a thing like I can fix this, but not that it needs fix. I mean, the new game could be awesome, and 3 and 4 has its fans. I just preferred 1 and 2. I also played. What the hell is it called? I keep going to say Video Arcade again, but it's not. It's Arcade Paradise. This game is absolutely brilliant. So basically, there's not that many menus. Andy's first response was, "Looks good, too many menus." It's not really menus in this. It's kind of almost like, instead of managing it like with files and money and stuff, it's more you have to do the things, like mini game style things. So like, basically the story in the game is your dad's rich and he wants you to like prove yourself, and he's like, "I've got a laundry, I want you to run it," and you start realizing there's an arcade through the back, so you switch the machines on and you realize they're taking more money than the wash machines, because obviously this is set in like the 90s when people started getting wash machines and tumble dryers in the house, so no one really used laundrettes as much. And video became good. It's maybe the 80s, I think it's early 90s probably. And so basically you're there and you find out your sister worked there before and she tried the same thing and she's telling you to make a go of it. So you have to keep the laundry the first few hours of the game, like the first few days, because you get a set time. You have to look at your watch. It's really nostalgic and cool because you look at your watch, it's like a Casio watch. Everybody had that watch. You know the one I mean. The black rubber. Everyone had it.
I don't know. I had it. Yeah.
So it'll beep, like, so you go in the morning, and I don't know if it's a thing in America, but it seems as if the laundrette's open all night. And I know I've seen that in movies where they just leave the doors open.
That's definitely true in America. I don't think you get that so much over here.
So you finish your shift at 11, but I think people can still go in and use the machines by themselves and whatever. But you're the day manager, so you go in and there's obviously like burger wrappers sitting. So you have to tidy it all up. So you go about going ding, 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 ding. And once your bag's full, you go through and you have to go to dumps and throw the bag in. And there's the first mini game where you have to time it to get it in properly, and you get money for doing that right somehow. Then you have to clear like the chewing gum up, which is another kind of game. You have to kind of time it right to pull it. And then you have to like clean the toilet and stuff, which sounds boring. And a lot of people that I've seen reviewing this game say it really gets in the road of managing of the arcade. I prefer running the laundrette at the moment to the arcade. So it starts off as like a back room with a couple of shelves, and there's like 3 machines there already. You can play all the machines as well. So like one of them is like an air hockey game, like air hockey. One of them is like, it's weird. It's like Pac-Man meets Grand Theft Auto. So it's like Pac-Man. It's got Grand Theft Auto logos and styling, and you're in a car and you're going around a Pac-Man maze collecting money, and the ghosts are police cars. And like you can get knocked out your car and you have to run to get to another car, and it looks like top-down GTA. It's a really cool mix. Then
Cool.
there's one that is, you know, those match 3 puzzle games that are fine, but they're all the exact same
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's that, right, mixed with Final Fantasy. So you're walking about an overworld, and whenever you bump
Right.
into a monster, you have to pair up the fruit to feed them. But it's got like
Okay.
total Final Fantasy Dragon Quest style sound effects mixed with a match 3 game, so that was interesting. And then there's what's this? This charger isn't working on my tablet anymore. It is. So I might need to pop upstairs a minute. But then you need to. There's another game. I can't remember the name of it, but you can buy more machines down the line. There's no menu inventory management like say Football Manager or like any of the management games like that, which I thought it was going to be like balancing the books and stuff. You can check your books because you've got like a 90 still PDA, you know, like one of those. You've got your touch pen and stylus and stuff like that. You can check how much is making money, but I generally don't bother with that. The thing is, what you have to do is you go through, you grab the washing basket, you throw the washing in for them, and then your watch will beep when it's ready. Then you have to take it out within a time limit, throw it in the dryer, and then take it out the dryer, you know, it'll beep, beep, beep. I enjoy that part of it so much. And a lot of people reviewing it were like, it gets in the road of me running my arcade, but I get what it's doing. You're slowly making the back of it bigger and bigger. Because you get an email, say your sister works in city planning, she's like, you can open up the back and get 3 new machines there. And it's literally as simple as, right, I need to make this much money today. So you need to go around and collect all the money from the where the money, I can't remember, there is a name for it, where the money is in the arcade machines, the money from the laundrette. You have to make sure the place is tidy, and every day finishes at 11. So if you've got enough money, you can go on, and it's totally cool. It's like Windows 95 on the PC, and you can go on what looks like eBay, and you can spend money there. You can go on the arcade website and buy new machines, and you can place them. I'm not really as much as like, even when it comes to like Jurassic Park Builder, I was never really sure where to put everything. It's just, yeah, that's the first option it can go in. And you can earn more money by putting lower earning machines next to higher earning ones and such like, and you can adjust the difficulty of the games, how much money goes in, but I haven't really bothered with that. I'm kind of more concerned in getting people's laundry out in time and then just collect the arcade. So I've got myself a jukebox, so you can buy new CDs for it and stuff. The floorings, you know, that classic bowling alley style flooring with the pink neon style swirls, that's down there. And
Nice.
I don't know if more customization comes down the line, but see, to be honest, I'm loving this game. I think it's like 15 quid, so it's not even a dear game. So I was like, this is the right price this sort of game should have been at. The games go from like the vector style graphics, Space Invader style, all the way up to like 32-bit. So it's going to be interesting to see what machines I need to swap out, and I don't know if you need to sell machines later on, and your dad's constantly on at you for stuff, and it's more light management than hardcore. So if you're still considering it, I think you would actually enjoy it. There's not too much balancing of menus or anything like that. But again, I'm enjoying making sure my laundrette's all good, and then dealing with my arcade. At the start, sometimes there are periods of waiting because you've only maybe got 2 arcade machines, and then like each day, only a couple of people come in your laundrette, and it's like, yeah, okay, so what do I do now? And it's just waiting for stuff. But then you have to balance things later because like it'll start from people putting down like 2 or 3 baskets to, oh, the arcade's now full and I need to collect the money here. And I've seen that you can repair arcade machines, so there's obviously other things that can go wrong in the arcade.
Yeah.
I think it's on Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation. I picked up in Switch just for easiness to play. And to be honest, I thought it was going to be more menu based, and I fancied playing it there more, and it's not. And part of me is like, should I have got this in PlayStation or Xbox? But anywhere you pick it up, I think you're going to have a good time. For me, it's not really the arcade games. I mean, they're cool to try out, but for me, it's a fun balancing act of like, right, kind of like those cooking games you used to get in the Wii, where you have to put something down. It's like, right, the timer's on for that, but I need to go and do this and go back. And if you like that, you'll love this. I know they've said that the laundrette becomes less and less important as your arcade builds, but for me just now, I'm enjoying it. You do get like tasks every day to get yourself extra money. So it might be like get a high score of 250 in such and such a game, or like make sure you pick up 10 bits of trash today, that sort of stuff. So you've got like a in-game sort of checklist to do and more stuff. There's no like in-game purchases or nothing like that. There's no like officially licensed games. It's all cool kind of mashups of games. Like Grand Theft Auto Pac-Man that was talking about. So yeah, I can really recommend this game. Like the music, the vibes, everything about it feels 90s, 80s, and It's an easy game. Like I fired on a podcast the other night on YouTube, which we're going to talk about in a minute as well. Because anyone watching's maybe seen the title of this episode. But like I was watching, I think it was Digital Gaming, 1 hour of facts on the Nintendo 64, and I just had that on in the background while I was playing this game, and it's one of those kind of games. So yeah, I've been playing that a lot. I've been playing a few other games, but I want to get back to this YouTube part. So the title of this show is Andy Quits YouTube. It can't be true, man. Have you quit YouTube?
Premium.
Ah. Oh, we clickbaited you.
Yeah, I mean, I cancelled my YouTube Premium.
Imagine though one of our fans comes back and it's the first episode that he's seen in a while and he's like, Andy's gone? What? Yeah, Andy get rid of his YouTube Premium. See, for me, I understand saving money aspect, but I'd get rid of Netflix before I'd get rid of YouTube. 100 every day. Every day I'd get rid of it first.
So I looked at all the subscription services that I use, right? So I looked at Netflix, right? Netflix. I watch Netflix every single day.
I don't.
Every single day without fail. Like every night when I go to bed, I watch Netflix. So Netflix is like, it's a lock for life, basically. And I've had Netflix since Arrested Development season 3 came out. I got Netflix because I was trying to pirate that, and I couldn't find it anywhere to pirate it. So I got a free trial to Netflix, and then I've had it ever since. Yeah, Amazon Prime. I looked at that, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really watch any Amazon Prime shows now that The Boys is finished for the season, and I'm not planning to watch anything on Amazon Prime anytime soon. But Amazon Prime also gives free delivery, so it saves that like no problem. So it's worth paying, like whatever it is. So it's a keeper because of the free delivery. Like the shows are just they're just there. And then I looked Disney Plus. She-Hulk's about to come out, so that is going nowhere. And I looked at Spotify. Spotify is the most expensive of them, but again, I use Spotify every single day, and I do use the features of the premium Spotify subscription of skipping songs fucking all the time. So it stays. And but YouTube, I was like, what benefit is it giving me? It's just giving me no adverts. I'm like, how bad can it really be with adverts? Because I can't remember, because it's been I've had like premium for quite a while now, maybe a year or something. I know it's costing me what, £12 a month, whatever it is. I'm like, cool, that can go away just now. Let's try it without it. And it's been okay. I think I've watched less YouTube because I watched so much nonsense on YouTube. I actually went through and unsubscribed to so many channels that I'm like, I don't care about this. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. That I'd subscribed to over the years, because I was subscribed to fucking hundreds and hundreds of channels, and I've narrowed down to ones that I'm like, when it comes up, like, oh, a new video from such and such, I'm like, yes, I will watch that straight away. And yeah, it's fine. So far, I've seen many adverts, many of the same advert, which has been funny. But yeah, it's been fine. I don't miss the premium yet, apart from when you can lock your phone and YouTube will still play when it's in your pocket. But I just don't lock my phone now, and it just goes in my pocket just the same, and it makes no difference. I still don't see the screen, so it's made very little difference so far, apart from I've seen some adverts for some things. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I did forget. Ali, you'll laugh at this, right? So I obviously got the PlayStation Plus Premium sub when it came out, because it cost me like £12 to upgrade, whatever it was. and obviously it was last time when I'd bought it, I'd done a year subscription.
Yeah.
And I'd upgraded my year, what was left of it, for like £12. And then, so when that came around, it just charged me for a full year of premium.
See,
and I was like, oh, £100, okay.
See, the streaming services that you were talking about, obviously, I was Tasha's charger. She just needed a new charger. She said that charger for like 4 years, and it's like, it's not charging. I'm like, it's a white Samsung charger. They haven't sold those for like 2 years, so like, I was like, you probably need a new one. So I had my Google Pixel charger sitting about and just use this. So I don't watch Netflix every day. We use Amazon Prime more for things, and Tasha does. It's mostly for She watches her reality stuff, and they've got the Hey You
Yeah.
add-on. I think it's like $3.99 for all her
Right.
Kardashians and all that crap. Well, no, Kardashians
All
is a
that,
Disney
all
now.
that garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she watches it, so the money was worth there. But I basically pay
Yeah.
for it for things like The Boys and stuff like that, and the delivery. So
Delivery, yeah.
Prime's for life. Prime's the one that's for life. Disney, all my Star Wars there. Like so, like they don't release the new stuff on Blu-ray and 4K anymore, so I can't have it in another media. So if I want to watch Star Wars, it's Disney Plus. Marvel as well, obviously. But Netflix, it's like 3 years to the next Stranger Things, which is the main thing that I enjoy in Netflix, really. Cobra Kai, sure, but there's alternative means to watch these things easily now. Like I can watch it right now on an iPhone. That's how simple I can do it. No adverts. Stream it straight to my Apple TV. But YouTube's the one that I watch. Like I watch it every minute, every day. I sometimes YouTube something before I Google it nowadays. And I get what you're meaning, that there's a lot of crap on it. But then you just curate who you follow. Unsubscribe to a lot of shit.
Yeah, I did that, man. Like,
on a drunken
so
night, a
much
few
nonsense.
beers in, and you're like, I love this guy, subscribe, and then you find out he's posting 3 videos a day of absolute nonsense. So I tend to use it to watch like documentaries that I couldn't get on TV. We've discussed it before. Like, did you know gaming? What channels? What Netflix isn't going to have it? Like an hour of N64 chat, well curated with footage and stuff. You're not going to see that on Amazon Prime either. So that's what I love to watch. Like that's what, like, ever since Games Master was on TV and Cybernet and Bits and whatever else, like all I wanted was, that's why I wanted to do video games like this. Like this is what I wanted when I was a kid and didn't exist. So I've got YouTube now and it does exist. I don't really watch esports or anything like that on it at all, ever.
No.
But if someone sat down and done an hour and 20 minutes of stuff I didn't really know about Sonic, you've got my attention, sir. Like that's how I roll. So I would cancel everything basically before YouTube. That's where I'm at with it now. But I understand why you didn't. But yeah, with PlayStation Plus, I had to look at it the other day again. Don't know why. And I was like, there's still nothing here for me. And then like I was like, how much is it? And don't get me wrong, it's reasonably priced. It's £100 for 2 years instead of £100 for a year just now, because obviously it's been about 2 months now. And at first I think was it 160 quid or something they wanted from me. When
Something like that,
now
yeah.
it's like 112 or something. And I'm like, it's for 2 years, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that I want right now, and there's no future. Here's what you're going to get. At least with Xbox, I knew I was going to get every new game.
Yeah.
Even though there's been no new games in 2022 for Xbox, but you know what I mean with that. So I was like, that's a no-brainer. PlayStation haven't guaranteed me that at all, so I'm like, I can't say it's worth my money. But what pisses me off is like, do you know what? I would actually do it if they said, because I've got 2 years left of my PlayStation Plus, because I started it a couple of years ago. If they said, right, okay, if you don't want to pay the £100 for 2 years, why don't you trade in some of your time for the equivalent? Like Xbox did this with me with Game Pass. They figured out how much
100%.
live, and they went, here's how much you'll get in Game Pass. And I went, cool, I'll take that, pardon me, I'll take that deal. PlayStation should do the same. Like, okay, so you won't get 2 years, but how about a year if you trade in like yours? You give us a year back because you've paid for 2, and we'll transfer that final year into one.
Yeah, just
full
convert
year.
it over. Yeah, it makes
That
sense.
makes sense to me. They've already got my money, so it's like, just give me a year, and that cuts a year off of me, and it gives me a year to see if I like it. But they're not even offering that at all, which to me is crazy. It's like I bet there's more than me that's just stacked, and there's more than me there's people that's probably got 3-4 years, and they're like, I ain't paying £200. So they've not converted. Whereas if you said, okay, hang on, you've got 5 years there. Well, what if we give you 2.5 if you wanted to exchange it? Give us the option. I would guarantee you would get a lot more uptake, because I would go, do you know what, fuck it, I'll take the year. I'll lose a year. Just let me see what it's like for a year, and then I'll decide at the end. But they've not given me the option. It's either pace or sit down. That's all they're saying. And it's like, okay, Sony, I'm just going to sit down because you're not showing me what I could have. You're not showing me what's coming. Like, so... Fine, but we're not getting into that again. It is what it is. People that use it. It's a shame that yours renewed like that, but nothing there for me at all. But yes, Andy is not quitting YouTube. The show, he's quitting YouTube Premium for now. But I could not fucking do it, man. I mean, see if I had a hankering to watch a documentary on Diplodocus, like... Where the fuck am I going to watch that? Like,
oh, I mean, the thing is, like, you can obviously still watch it. There's just going to be adverts on.
I've tried it. Like, I logged in. Lexi pushed the button, and obviously on the TV app, All you need to do is push
Yeah.
left, and it's like anonymous user, right? So she had someone
Yep.
on. It was like 6 fucking adverts in like 15 minutes, and I'm like, I can't go back to this. Like, I remember what it was like if the video. What was it? If the video was 10 minutes or more, there's an advert on it. Now it's not even
Yep.
that. Now you can have a 5
Oh
minute
yeah.
video with an advert.
Fucking adverts on trailers, like you get a trailer
Yeah,
for a video game and it's got an advert on it. I'm like, what?
and
I'm
like
watching an advert for a fucking game.
most of these ones that I watch, it's like you can see the bar and you can see each advert break, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like, I can't do that. It's why. See, every time I'm round at someone's house, like Tasha's parents and my mum and dad, and they've got TV on and an advert comes on, I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? I just I can't deal with adverts like that when I'm in the mood to watch something. Like,
I think part of it is like I've been watching far too much YouTube, like, and it's just it uses up so much time of just like not really doing anything. So I'm kind of trying to push myself to not use YouTube as much and do other shit. So I think the adverts are going to annoy me so much that I'm going to stop using it as much. That's
no,
my idea.
that's fair. I just couldn't. It's my main source of, like, I would cancel every other service like before YouTube. I genuinely would. It's just too good. I don't watch as much crap. When you started telling, I think you did have a problem when you were messaging me the other night saying, I've been watching shorts, and I'm like, man, I don't even watch those. Like, all it is recycled old TikToks.
It's
Like,
just TikToks, yeah. But like, I'll watch one. I'll be like, oh, that was okay. I wonder if there's another one.
no, you
Okay.
do. That's not what you
Okay.
do. That's a mistake.
And you just go down and down and down and down and down, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, it's fucking an hour later. You're like,
Yeah, don't do that with shorts. And you've learned nothing. Like, not that you have to
Nope.
watch some to learn. It's sometimes good to consume. But I mean, like, I've got, like, if I want to watch The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog instead of going and try and find some dodgy torrent, like, I've got a playlist for them on YouTube. It's there. Do you know, things like that, like old cartoons and stuff. Like, I just can't get rid of YouTube. Never will. Took it off Alexi's tablet though, because YouTube Kids was letting some things through that weren't suitable for her, and I'm like, this is no good. And then Tasha spotted it the other day as well, because I just went, oh, it is what it is. And she was like, it wasn't the same video, it was something else. And she's like, that's not really great for like a 4-year-old. Like, she shouldn't really be watching that. It wasn't like anything adult or sexual or violent or anything. It was just the sort of stuff they were going into. It's like, that shouldn't be shown to kids. Like, kids are meant to be seeing craft things or other kids playing with stuff or singing and stuff. So yeah, I took it off her tablet tonight. She went mad, and I went, it's on a TV, pal. Like I said, see, when I was your age, I got like an hour in the morning to watch TV, and then it was my mum and dad's all night. So think yourself lucky. I says I was 5 before I got a TV in my room, so you've got another 6 months. So I can't believe that. Like, I don't think she's going to turn around and ask me for a TV in the room. I've got one upstairs for her in the loft of the old from our old bedroom before we moved.
yeah.
But I don't think she's at the stage where she's going to ask. Whereas I remember when I was 4 and my pals were starting to get their consoles, like the SNES and the Mega Drive and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want one of these. And then I ended up getting the Master System, which was great. I was wanting the TV in my room before that, and Lexi's showing no inclination of that, and she doesn't get her tablet all day either. She doesn't get her tablet.
Because she's got the tablet though. Like she does on like her phone or whatever. Like
She doesn't have a phone.
She's on
like,
the phone. Okay.
No, she's got like an old phone of Silvio's, but I don't charge it. It's just so she can play about and pretend to be mum. I think it's sitting here. I don't know. It's an iPhone 6, so even when it is charged, it's got 10-minute battery life.
It's a brick, basically.
It's just a toy. It's just a toy. So she walks about and plays with that, and it's been in a drawer for like 6 years. Like, that's when Silvio gave me it, and that's when he decided it was old. So, so no, like, I don't know what it is. It's just weird, and she's not that into games. I can't tell if Lee wears it or isn't, or he just wants to break shit, but he always wants my Xbox controller when he sees it. Lexi used to have more of an interest, but now it's not, which is good. It's fine. I've never ever forced her into playing games. I've shown her them. I've offered her. I said, do you want to play? Look, there's a Switch. And there was a time, remember, I was telling you she was really into it and she was playing with the Switch, and then now all of a sudden it's not. But I don't know if it's just her friends are into different things now, because I know a few of her wee pals had Switches, but we'll see. I think Leo might be. Most boys are. That's sexist, but most young boys are. Girls are as well these days. Like, I remember Saoirse was very into Fortnite, and obviously you telling me all the stuff Bethany plays. I see all the stuff. It's always Danganronpa, because I see her on fucking PlayStation.
She basically plays Danganronpa, and that's it. And like sometimes she'll dabble in Undertale, but she's playing a lot on her PC just now. But like, she's playing like all like fan games and shit.
There's
like
nothing
all
wrong with that.
games that other people have made up. I hate shit like that, man. I know
No, you
you're into some of this stuff, but like I hate it. And I'm like,
Some
I
of
want a fucking official game, and that's
No,
it.
well, I do get that, and I don't. But see, if it wasn't for fan games, we wouldn't have Sonic Mania.
Yeah. But that's an official game. I like that. It's
Yeah,
good.
but it came from the guys' work on fan games that are also really good. So
Yeah, I don't care about those.
no, you don't, but I do. I think that they're awesome. Like um, the guys that are doing the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. I don't think it'll ever get released, but he's doing the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, still a platform game. Him and his kid, and he's been updating the YouTube with it, and it looks
Hmm.
really cool, like the cartoon used to. And I hope he goes, oh, I don't know how it got out there, and releases it. That would be awesome. But yeah, no, it is what it is with the games. I did get Leo a wee games console thing for his birthday, but then he ended up getting too much stuff because Leo turned 2 last week,
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
He's got too much already. I'll save it for Christmas. It's like a not a VTech, it's another brand, but you plug it. It's got an HDMI thing that looks like a Chromecast, and you plug it in the side of the TV, and
Okay.
it's got like 150. It's educational games and stuff. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Tomei or it's one of those,
yeah.
kid,
Yeah, yeah.
I know I
Kid,
can
kid
think
ones, yeah.
it's the kid brand. I can't think of the name. It's not like a dodgy Japanese one or anything. So it looked pretty cool. So it was like number games, letter games, and it comes with its own controller that's wireless as well. So I'm like, this is
Okay,
awesome.
cool.
He'll probably go, not that one, I want the Xbox controller, but I says even if he doesn't like it, Lexi, because she likes her numbers and letters games just now,
Hmm.
she probably will up until the next year at school goes by, and then she realizes I have to do it. Because it's weird to think that's my wee, I know your wee one's even bigger, she's going to big school tomorrow, but like, it's weird to think that my wee one's entering the 9 to 5 for the rest of her life next week.
Hmm.
And I know
Yeah.
your wee one's going into high school and stuff, but that's her basically for the rest of her life. You're working now. You're working for someone. Like she's got her time at school to serve, and then you have to go and work. That's it. Unless she's lucky to win the lottery or marry a rich guy or girl, whatever. Like she,
Or I mean, she could become like a famous singer or a fucking TikToker or some shit,
she
man.
could, she could, but you're still gonna have to work to do that. TikTok isn't easy. Still not
No.
at 10,000 subs. Like if anyone's watching this from Rebels Cast, my apologies. But the search for full time employment comes before that. Although, shout out to all 9,250 of you, like that are sitting there. If we can get up to
Nice.
10,000, but I mean, I only started that again in April. Started TikTok in April for the first time, so getting to that is I'm quite happy with it. I haven't posted for like a month, and there's still been followers, but you can see them coming in slower. Like TikTok definitely doesn't. I put out a video the other day of a clip of outtakes, and you can definitely see them going up slightly, but they're not getting
Yeah.
pushed as much as they were. Like the algorithm hates you taking time off. Like I've seen YouTubers saying that as well, that they've took a few weeks off and came back, and the algorithm doesn't like them as much anymore because you're not churning out the content. Is what it is. I do plan on getting back to making Star Wars videos, but other things have taken priority, and I've had both my kids the whole summer, so absolutely no. The last thing energy wise that I've had is that. Plus, I've been doing my writing for Game Rant, and it's bringing some sort of income at the moment, so I need that first. But yes, Saints Row, right? So we've got the new Saints Rows next week. It's obviously I
And
think,
next week, holy shit! I didn't realize that was coming out so
yeah.
soon.
Well, next week's the end of September, mate, already. So,
No, August.
August, whatever month it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's next week. So, they've totally redone it. Like, it's not Johnny Gat and the guys. Me and Andy spoke about this. I think the last show, like Andy liked, I think it was 3 or 4, and I said I preferred the first 2. And like, I've got a solution. Like, I'm not saying the new one's not going to do well, because it could very do well and go in its own direction, and it might still be tied to the old ones. You know how sometimes these reboots could still have like Johnny Gat and stuff showing up, whatever. I 100% think they could do Saints Row 5 like with the old cast, and they could make it like Saints Row 2 and 1 and keep everybody happy. And how they do that is one cutscene at the start, and it pans out from a TV. Saints Row 3 and 4 video games are sitting there, and it's a video game guy pitching to Johnny Gat, saying, so what did you think of those? And he goes, nah, fuck that shit, kicks the table over and goes back outside. And it comes up just basically saying the Saints decided not to go corporate, because that's what happened obviously after Saints 2.
Yeah.
Like, they went corporate, and like the games got even crazier, and you ended up going to hell, and there was aliens. So to bring it back to the gangster level, I know they're kind of doing that anyway. They could have had one cutscene. Like I said, it pans out. Saints Row 3 and 4 video game boxes are there. Johnny gets sitting with the controller, like the gang sitting there, the mouths are open, says to Johnny, what did you think? And he flips everything and goes, fuck this. Even if they shut up the guys, we're going back to
They
what we're
could
going.
do that in the new one.
They
Like,
could. I'm not
it's
saying
kind
that.
of going back a wee bit.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying they aren't, but to me the other night that just came into my head, and I'm like, that would totally fit in universe as well. because then Saints Row 3 and 4 become in-universe games that
Yeah,
existed.
yeah.
And
It's
Johnny
it's like fucking Lightyear in it.
Yeah, no, well, kind of. Lightyear's a good film. I enjoyed that. But like my kids
Yeah.
didn't. I don't know who it was really for, because for me it was
It was for
okay.
you. It was for you.
No, Fraser liked it as well, but like for me it was.
No,
It
but
was.
like for our sort of demographic.
I don't know though, because it wasn't. It wasn't that good for adults. It was still kind of kiddish, but it wasn't cool enough for the kids. It wasn't kiddish enough. It was kind of stuck somewhere in limbo in between. Like Lexi seen it, and she was just like when she sees the fake Blippy, she's like, "That's not Blippy." Call him Bloppy now. For those that don't know, Blippy, he's a kids entertainer on YouTube. He's
I have no idea what that is.
Sorry, he's on Amazon as well, and they done Blippy.
Is it a rabbit?
I just told you it was a kids entertainer. So like he's on.
No, but is he dressed as a rabbit?
No, he's kind of dressed like. Look up Blippy. He's got like orange glasses, blue shirt, orange bow tie, and like he did a musical stage show version in America. He's big, like his toys are in toy shops and stuff.
What the fuck is this guy, man?
Yeah, so
oh my
basically
God.
what happened was, to cover more places, because he goes and visits kids' places, he kind of does childlike reviews of things, like he acts like a kid when he goes to soft plays and stuff, and it gives the businesses PR. And what they've done is they've got the new guy to do it, right? And the new guy is the guy that did the musical, the stage show. And every time he comes on, Lex is like, "No, the real Blippy, Dad." And I have to turn it off. And I'm like, kids aren't stupid. And see the comments as well. Like, the parents are like, "My kids know this isn't Blippy." Like, no offense to him, but like, call him something else. You shouldn't have called him Blippy. So we call him Bloppy when he comes on. I was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's just Bloppy," and she'll watch it now because it's the same stuff. Like, he goes to like a water park.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey kids, let's have a look at this." And he goes and acts like a kid and does stupid dances and stuff. Kids love it. Bright colours, silly guy. Leo loves the aeroplane one, where he goes and sees aeroplanes. But kids aren't stupid, man. They know when it's not Blippy, even though he's called Blippy. But anyway, how I went from Saints Row to Blippy. So Saints Row is out next week. I was working on the piece, like building up to things like that. But then I thought, there's not much point, like, because sometimes I'll check out some other articles, and there wasn't really anything like that, but there's a couple of YouTube videos discussing the series, and just in case I was covering ground that people already have, and it was like, there's a total divide in the fan base. Like, there's three kind of people that like Saints Row. There's the people that like the first two, there's the people that like the third and the fourth, and there's people that just don't care as much and like them all, so it's very difficult to please them all. But I thought a way to please them would be keep the kind of gameplay. You could still have some of the silliness and side missions from 3 and 4, or have like a VR headset where you could go and do that kind of stuff. And then like you could still have the gang stuff and bring it back to like a GTA style competitor, because I really do feel like there's a lot more of the fan base that prefer the first two than the third and fourth. But again, different audiences. The new one, we need to see how it does. To me, I don't know. Do you know what it reminds me of? Watch Dogs 2, when it tried to be all hip, street, and cool.
Yeah.
Like, and Saints Row was never about being hip, street, and cool. It was kind of like taking the piss most of the time with everything. And now, like, I'm not commenting on like female characters, gay characters, like having anything like that in it. I don't mean that at all. What I mean is, it's the minute you see the kind of like the LED face masks and stuff, and like the neon spray paint, it's like you're trying too hard. Like Saints Row used to dab like ironically. Now you're doing it because you think it's cool and TikTok dancing and stuff. That's what I get from it. It feels like it's trying too hard now, whereas before it picked fun at trying too hard.
It had a fucking dildo bat in it, man.
Yeah,
like.
yeah, like it was that, but now it seems to. I don't know. I could be wrong. There was outrage of it, like for a different reason. I don't think mine's is out of order. I think some of the people being outraged are out of order. It's like, play something else if you're that bothered by it. For me, it doesn't look like Saints Row 1, 2, 3, or 4. It looks more like Watch Dogs 2, which was okay to a point, but you know what I mean by Watch Dogs 2, where it was trying to be trendy.
Yep.
And you can tell when they're trying to be trendy. It's like that. You're forcing this here, like. It's basically the definition of a video game dad dance. Like, stop doing it. So yeah, who knows what it's going to be like. But I just thought that was a cool idea in my head. I just could see the scene in my head of the camera coming out of the TV and the boss of the video game studio going, "So what did you think?" Johnny Gat saying, "Fuck this, we're not doing it anymore." And then it goes back to what it was, and I'm like, I thought that was a genius way of doing it, but I don't think I'm doing that. I'm working on some Rumbleverse stuff just now, for Xbox and Game Rant, so we need to wait and see. Have you tried Rumbleverse? I did.
I did not try Rumbleverse. I did try Multiverses.
I did too. So we'll go to that in a minute. But Rumbleverse, it's by Iron Galaxy. It's not by Epic Games himself, but it pretty much might as well have been, because it is Fortnite. It's exactly Fortnite without the licenses at the moment. And do you know what it seems to me? It seems a wasted opportunity that Fortnite at the moment has got John Cena, and you've just launched, the same people have just launched a wrestling battle royale game. Like 100%, you should have went, let's launch with John Cena. 100%, it would have made sense. Have John Cena there, like to launch your.
I mean, you can't see him, so.
No, I know it's a cheat skin, but you know what I mean. Like I don't understand. And do you know what would have been cool as well? Like if your skins from Fortnite worked in Rumbleverse, because character models look. There's the donkey head and everything, you know, the pinata donkey head. There's a guy doing that DJ, and it's the same kind of stuff, but instead of guns, you can like, you wrestle each other when you meet up. Like there's wrestling moves, and you can moves, and you can punch. I don't know how well it's going to do. I need a few more goes at it, but like there's so many things that you should have done at launch. People know you for Fortnite. It looks like fucking Fortnite, and you start with no licenses. Like, come on, like. What you should have done, because Dragon Balls just came to Fortnite. Dragon Ball should have been Fortnite. John Cena should have, even though no one can see him, John Cena should have 100% been the opening licensee for Rumbleverse. 100%. What's the worst that could happen? Do you know, like, it's a wrestling fucking game. Everyone would have wanted to go John Cena. And then you'd have probably got someone else jumping on, like The Rock. I know The Rock's already in Fortnite, but like you could have got somebody, like, because John Cena's, I think he's still partially contracted with WWE, but it's not like they have much say about what he does that way. So if he wanted to show up, it's a bit like The Rock. He still has stuff to do with WWE, but if The Rock wants to show up somewhere, he's going to do that now. He's not active on the roster. So it just is weird. But Rumbleverse, it is what you think it is. It's Fortnite with no guns and wrestling moves. And I need a few more shots at it. But it's strange. It just feels, I don't know. It's weird for you to release something.
I don't like the sound of that. That sounds terrible.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? It's like, this entire thing could have been a mode in Fortnite to expand that. Like, you could have had Rumbleverse in Fortnite, just like we've been saying, build on Fortnite instead of having a whole new thing. And I know this other studio made it, but everything in it fits with Fortnite. And all you do is take the character model and take their gun off them and make them wrestle instead. Like, it's... Anyway, I've got some more of that to play for rating, but I don't know how much after my rating I'm going to play it. I have my preview for Path of Titans is up. It's now on Switch as well, but it's really annoying on Switch because I would download it, but there's no option to download the free version just now on Switch. It's only the early access and the founders packs, so the cheapest one's like £26, which isn't dear, but I've got everything unlocked already, like on Xbox, all the other platforms, because I just log in, but I can't download the free version or just the main version to log in on Switch. Because once it connects to my account, it unlocks everything on my phone, my iPad, PlayStation, PC, wherever I play it. So I don't want to have to pay money for something that I'm not going to need because I've already got it. But Path of Titans, like, I'll talk more about that later. Really good game. I want to know if you've tried it, and if you probably haven't, but you need to. You'll hate it actually. So Multiverse is Warner. I've been playing a couple of them. Is Multiverse the Warner Brothers one?
Multiverse is the Warner Brothers one with the DC characters and that in it.
What's the other recent one that's just came out?
I mean, the one you were talking about, Rumble.
No, because I mean the other Smash Brothers clone. Like, there's Multiverse. There was the Nickelodeon brawl that came to Plus with SpongeBob and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there was another one. But anyway, Multiverse. I actually didn't play it. Now that I'm thinking, it wasn't that I played. I ended up going playing Smash because I loaded it up, right? I was like, okay, I'll give it. I'll kick some ass as Bugs Bunny. And then, do you know what it did? Sign into your Warner Brothers account, or you can't play it at all. And I'm like, Okay, can I not auto sign in with my Xbox account like I do for everything else when it's gaming related? Nope. Go to the in-web browser or log in here and link it with this code. I'm like, I don't want to play it that much. I've already got Smash Brothers. So yeah, I actually haven't played it. I'm like, I don't care enough. And everything I'm seeing, like, there's characters being banned because you can spam with like Taz and stuff like that, and like how characters are broken. It looks good, but it's like, yeah, fine. Like, I don't understand why we don't have more of these games, to be honest. Like, but Smash is not going to get knocked off the top spot ever, in my mind. So, what did you think of Multiverse? Did you love it? Is it the best game ever? Is this your game of the year now?
No, it's fucking terrible. It's just like a shit version of Smash Bros. Like,
So I'm glad I didn't do my Warner Brothers account linking and all that.
I mean, the characters are like, you only get a couple of them unlocked. Like, I can't remember what ones it is, but like, there's a couple
No
of the
doubt
kind of
Bugs Bunny.
standard ones unlocked. Like, I can't remember if Bugs Bunny's one. Might be, but like Wonder Woman's unlocked. Like, I played as Wonder Woman. I mean, it's fun enough. It looks okay, but it just feels like a knockoff version of Smash Bros. And like, you go back and play Smash Bros. And you're like, yep, this is it. And
Far
then you
better.
play Multiverses, and you're like, this is not it. Like,
See, the
it's
problem
shit.
is with these is like the Nickelodeon one is like it's only the characters they own, whereas Smash
Yep.
Brothers actually went out across video games and reached out. So they had like Final Fantasy, Sonic, Metal Gear Solids, even in
Fucking
there.
anyone you could ever want to be. Like, there's somebody for everyone, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like this game has it. Certainly not without spending money on it anyway.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is a free to play game, and they want you to come in and buy their characters or however it works.
And
I don't know.
it's like Space Jam 2, right? Space Jam 2 was a shit movie, really bad. And I'm very forgiving with the Space Jam property, right? So Space Jam 2 was just an advert for, hey, look at all the stuff we own in Warner Brothers. It's like, but you haven't told a compelling story. Space Jam worked because it told quite a good story that reflected Michael Jordan's career at the time. Like, it's practically a documentary of his return to basketball. Like, but you've made him play against the Monstars instead of going straight from baseball to basketball. But Space Jam 2 came out, and then like the big thing was, oh, we're adding LeBron James to this. It's like, so Space Jam 2 came out like 2 years ago now. It didn't work then, and you're still trying to beat that dead horse by saying, here comes LeBron James from Space Jam 2 again. The basketball player that should have retired 3 seasons ago, but here he is, still hoping that people will one day compare him to be as good as Michael Jordan, which he never will be. But like,
None of the characters that they're bringing
Where's
to it though are
Fox?
like, I'm like, yeah, none of the characters I'm like, oh, I really want to play as that fucking character, because they're bringing like Stripe from Gremlins and like Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice I've
and
seen.
I'm like,
Uh,
I don't want to play as this guy in a video game fighting against fucking Batman and Superman and shit, especially when I have to go and pay money for them.
the
Like,
Nickelodeon one had a better lineup because it's got like SpongeBob, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know.
yeah,
Like,
fun, like it's fun and silly, and like I don't want to play as any of these Warner Brothers people. Honestly, none of them.
no, neither did
Don't
that.
care.
It's like, don't you want to see who would win in a fight with Bugs Bunny and Batman? No,
No,
I genuinely
I
don't.
genuinely don't give a fuck about that. No, definitely not.
And someone said
But like
there's
Cloud against Mario, fucking
yeah,
yes, like
Sonic and Mario. Are you kidding?
yeah, Solid Snake against fucking Marth. Like, yeah, let's see it.
Or any
I'm
one of the other 1,000 Fire Emblem characters that
Yeah.
kept coming out. But not even with the Fire Emblem characters, like we still had like Xenoblade getting added to, like they went all out. Smash Brothers Ultimate. Like, I'm surprised there's not more of these stage brawling style games, like multiplayer games, but like the Nickelodeon one was okay, but again, it just felt like a knockoff Smash Brothers. It was
Yep.
okay. It had better characters, and like this is the problem. Like I got to that Warner Brothers login screen, and I'm like, why can't it just have an Xbox sign-in button like every other fucking service? And it's like, no, take me to a website on the Edge browser on my Xbox, and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this. And it's like, your other option is to go on your phone, type in Warner Brothers account, sign in, try and reset a password that I probably haven't fucking used since Arkham Knight in 2015. I'm gonna have to do that for Gotham Knights though. But anyway, the game wouldn't even let me in, like without signing up for this Warner Brothers account. Didn't even give me an option to like do it later or anything. It was like, no, sign into fucking this. So I didn't do it, and I'm not going to do it. So yeah, that's good. That's out the road. But Path of Titans is fucking cool, man. Like I was playing, basically this is this MMO survival dinosaur where you just be a dinosaur, and I love
Yeah,
it. Like I'm kicking about it. Guy added me to his group. Walk down to the beach near where the lake is, where my kind of home base is. It's fucking like 4 T-Rexes. I'm like, we are going to get eaten here. And then it's like, in the chat, it was like carnivores together, and I'm like, oh yeah, fucking yes, thank fuck. Any fucking omnivore, yes, herbivore, sorry, both work. Whatever one of those came into the beach, they get absolutely annihilated by these fucking 4 beast adult T-Rexes. Because I mean, I've been putting hours into this game, and I'm not even like a young adult. I'm still in the adolescent phase of the game, because like certain things you do levels up your guy. And I'm like, I can't wait for my fucking... I seen a giant Spinosaurus, because I'm a Spinosaurus for my main guy in it, and I'm like, I want to be the size of that guy. I need to be that big, and it's like, I don't have the time to play it. I don't have as much time.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Roblox. Because Roblox has these daft games, right, where all you do in it is you go and you grind, and your guy just gets bigger. Like, you go and you fucking lift weights, and your guy starts off tiny, and he gets like, and it's being a big giant guy.
Maybe similar system, but nah, I like it. Like, the graphics are good.
Oh, I mean, it'll be more complex than that for sure, but like the base principle of the game is very similar to those type of games.
But aren't all games when you boil them down? But no, I really
all games are Dynasty Warriors at the end of the day. We've established this.
Mm-hmm. No, but like I do like that. I do like Path of Titans. Like, I just like being a dinosaur. I just like sometimes logging in, just walking about. Like, yeah, it's a walking simulator, but then it's like, okay, I'll maybe go and see what's down here, and I'll venture down there. The map's fucking huge, man, and there's a new map coming as well. And I'm just like, I get killed like that night when I was playing. T-Rexes fucked off up the hill for a minute, and an Ankylosaurus came, whack, killed me, and I'm like, what was that for? Like, I'm not the one hitting everyone. Like, I'm just kicking back, going, I'm enjoying my time here. I wasn't an instigator. And then, like, what happens when you die is, to make it fair, the game tries to put you away from the people that killed you. But I'm like, you've put me at the bottom of the fucking map. Now I'm away from everyone. Walked halfway there, a fucking Triceratops sees me, and I'm like, I always lie down, because I'm like, I'm just small. I'm not here to eat anyone. My Spinosaurus is set up to eat fish, like, not kill other dinosaurs. So I like swimming, killing the fish, because then I'm not really bothered, because the whole game's PvP. You can play it without being PvP, but you're by yourself. So I don't like that. But it's like, oh, come on, Triceratops, I wasn't even biting you. So I try and run away. The fucking thing chases me up a hill, and I'm like, he's going to kill me. So he killed me again. I tried to message the guy and say, hey, do you want to join my party again? Come on, we'll be party bros. Because then you get extra quests, like you get group quests when you group up.
Yeah.
And he didn't answer me. As I was walking, I came across a marsh, and I seen another Spinosaurus, and I don't remember the name, but it's a big, like, iguana style thing. I'm like, I'm going to get eaten here. And they invited me to the group, and they're just like doing the tasks, and like XP goes up, and I'm like, this is great fun. And I spent like 3 hours the other night just playing with this guy, and he was inviting anyone that was near. He was kind of staying away. He obviously knew what was kind of going on in the main part of the map, so he invited all these other guys, and like, no one's on mics chatting. Like, they still use the chat room because it's cross-play, and a lot of people use PC or tablet, so they're like, cool, we're going this way. And I'm like, right. I went with them, and one of the guys left, and then came to like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, do you know what, I need to go to bed, man. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll add you. And he added me, and he said we'll play another night, and I haven't been on for a week. But like, I just really like it. There's something I really think's cool about it. I like dinosaurs, always have, and when it's going nice without dickhead Triceratops attacking you, it's like nice to just kick about. And it is survival. You have to drink water and eat, and you do your tasks, but I just like kicking about as a dinosaur. So you get the free version, as far as I know, on Xbox just now in game preview, and it gives you like 4 dinosaurs, or 4 slots to choose dinosaurs. And then if you want to buy the game, I think the whole thing's like 40 quid, which is worth it, and that just gives you every dinosaur available. Or you can buy in packs if you've got the free version. You know, if you just want the carnivore pack, you pay like 7 quid for that or whatever. But I just say, buy the full game, like buy the full version if you like it, because having all the options of the different dinosaurs is cool. And once you've bought like one pack, it unlocks mods. And that's one of the coolest bits in the game, because people have been playing this in PC for nearly a year now, and on tablet and phone. So the developers are so welcoming with mods. They'll test them all before they release them officially to the community. So they've got new maps there. They've designed like the places in Pokemon. They've got the fucking dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Like you can run about as a Dilophosaurus. They've got their own private servers. So this game could be never ending because these people are adding new dinosaurs all the time. They're adding new like creatures. Like there's a guy that's added like saber-toothed tigers and like mammoths and things like that. Like it's so cool. And the developers even said if it's a good enough idea, we'll get in touch, see if we can bring it into part of the game. Like, you know, as part. And I really like that the developers have welcomed the modern community. Obviously, the servers from that aren't on the main thing, so you're not going to get like eaten up by a fast as fuck dinosaur from Jurassic Park or seeing acid spitting unless you specifically go into a server hosted by someone else. Like, say you designed some Jurassic Park dinosaurs and you want to allow them in your server. But there's people that have designed maps bigger than the main official map with like different weather cycles, like active volcanoes, new quests, and things like that. And I'm like, this is awesome that this community is going. This is only still in beta phase. This game's still beta. So I really love the game. I really think it's so much fun. Every time I'm sitting going, apart from playing Arcade Paradise, which is also fun, I've been like, I just want to play Path of Titans just now. But anyway, I can't think of anything else I played. I did want to play Multiverse, but again, you're asking me to log into a service I don't use every day.
You don't need to play Multiverses.
If I do play it, it will be to write on it. But like, I don't have a desire to play it. And I was playing through. Do you know the funny thing is? And I thought it was just me. I was playing Saints Row 1 because they all went in sale, and I had Saints Row 2's in gold this month, I think, anyway. But I had like 4, and then Saints Row 3 Remastered or whatever it's called was like £5. And the original Saints Row was like £1.50 or something. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. So I was playing Saints Row 1, and I was like, this is really good, man. I remember why I liked this when I had the original Xbox. So I was playing through it, and I thought, do you know what, Saints Row 2 was my favourite out of them all. Had that in PS3 back in the day. Oh my god, Saints Row 2 looked awful. Like motion blur that can't be turned off, like crappy textures, buildings just didn't look right. And I'm like, why does Saints Row 1 look better? And I looked it up, and it's nothing to do with like an Xbox One X enhanced patch or a Series X patch. It's just the fact that Saints Row 2, they fit in more and didn't upscale everything to the quality of Saints Row 1. It's weird. Like, there's a horrible, you know, that motion blur ghosting style texture that happened in old games before they gave you options. And I'm like, but this was the best one. It's not. It's unplayable. Like, Saints Row 1 still looks reasonable enough. It's kind of a empty-ish open world compared to Saints Row 3, 4 and newer games, but I mean, I would rather play Saints Row 1 than Saints Row 2 just now, which is weird. And it just put me in the mood to go back and play San Andreas, so I ended up obviously on San Andreas on the PlayStation. I've never had these problems. I've seen the problems people listing, and I'm like, all the problems you've listed, if you're that bothered, spend like £15 maximum, buy the original San Andreas. Like, buy a PlayStation 2 and put San Andreas on it. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Like, it's £60 for the trilogy on Switch. £60, right? For £60 and shopping wise, you could get a PS2 and all 3 of the old GTA games, probably even with Liberty City and Vice City Stories thrown in, for £60. Easily you could do that. But yeah, I was playing San Andreas, and I'm not got too much more to say about that. But I've not witnessed half the problems with these people that want to shame Rockstar into, what have you done? It's like nothing. The only people that find it are you guys that haven't upgraded the game with the day one patch and just want to poke problems. And then I had a hankering for more, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I just didn't like the game. Red Dead Redemption 2 for some reason came into my head. I'm like, I want to play that game. And then I was like, I don't. It took ages to get anywhere. Like, anywhere. And I remember you played a lot more than me, and you're like, the game did not respect 1 minute of my time, apart from the poker sections.
Slow, man. Like, I liked bits of it, but it just, oh my god, so slow.
Yeah, because I was thinking, where am I? I'm at a bit where it wants me to hold up the train. And I remember I decided to go without my horse, and it took me so long to get to a train station that was like just down the road that the train, I kept missing it. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? And it's like, you have to go on the horse.
Go on the horse, yeah.
And it's like, definitely. Why? Like, okay, it's not Realism Simulator fully. Like, you can make me run a bit faster and like, or hold the train off till I get there. So yeah, and then I remember seeing that last year the people playing Red Dead Online, held an in-game funeral to celebrate 1 year since the last update, while GTA Online continually gets updates. It's funny. But yeah, there's not much gaming news-wise. Spider-Man get released on PC and everyone's going nuts. And I'm like, I finished it like years ago because Sony, I'm a PlayStation guy over a PC guy, so everyone's going nuts about that. And the biggest news story that I seen coming out was, oh my god, someone added the symbiote suit. And I'm like, yeah, it's old news now. I've played an entire Miles Morales game. We're now waiting on Spider-Man 2 at this point. But they found a PlayStation launcher in the Spider-Man code, which is interesting, meaning that they could allow you to buy PlayStation games online and play it through their own launcher, maybe earning trophies and such.
Yeah, on PC, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me at all.
My PC wouldn't run any of these games.
No,
I've got PS5. I don't. I could just play my PS5. It's fine.
Like I know I don't need my gaming laptop, but because of what's in it, I won't need to replace this being a normal laptop for many years because of what tech's in it. But I would just always rather have a console. I just always would. Less can go wrong with a console in my mind, and like more, no matter what PC gamers say, oh, but there's lots more there's not lots more games. There's a lot more crap. It's a bit like saying the Wii had lots of games. It did. More than half of those shelves are bullshit. Like there's games that don't ever come to PC as well, and I like having my consoles, and I'm gonna stick to them. And I don't see myself ever going PC. Steam Deck, I've never really been interested in because of the shape of it, but there's some cool things people have done with that. But then it's like, I'm going to be spending like what, £400 on a Steam Deck to play Dreamcast games when I could just buy a fucking Dreamcast, or I could just download an emulator on my PC and connect my PC to my TV. So yeah, I'm fine with just. I don't ever think I'll go PC gamer. I know you kind of swayed for many years, going backwards and forwards, and you were going to build your PC and stuff, but could you see yourself ever going PC gamer? I don't think you could. I think you're a console.
Yeah,
although I said the same about Fraser. And we lost.
I'm 100% console, mate. Like I like my PC, but like it's just too much of a pain in the ass to go and buy another one. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, see, to play any of the games that I can play on my PS5 or Series X, I'd need to buy a whole new PC that's like hundreds, if not thousands of pounds. Yeah, so fuck that.
I mean, this laptop costs the same as a PS5, a Series X, and my Switch together. Like, it's insane. So yeah, no, I like the convenience. I like the fact that my 8-year-old PlayStation 4 played Arkham Knight, and I didn't need to upgrade it or anything. Launch model PlayStation 4 played it absolutely fine. Like, so yeah, it's not for me. But anyway, I know it's been a shorter show, ladies and gentlemen, but unless you've got anything else to add, I know you've not been playing much.
The only thing I want to add is in the next lot of Game Pass games, there's a game coming that I will play, which is Immortals Phoenix Rising. That's coming to Game Pass. So I'm going to play that.
That was a good game.
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, imagine Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but fun. Like, because it's the game they wanted to make when they done Odyssey. We want to make Grease Simulator. Nope. Assassin's Creed. Okay. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and I liked that it was cross saves, Switch and Xbox, and I was enjoying that because then I could play bits on my Switch and save my game and continue on Xbox. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go back and finish it. I don't have time for more open world games just now. But no, you're right. I did see Phoenix Rising, Immortals, whatever it's called. What was that game called before it had to change its name? What was it called? Monsters?
It was Monsters and Demons or something like that. Yeah, but they had to change it because of the Monster Energy drink. That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
So then it became Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yeah. Both of them are shit names, to be fair.
Yeah. It reminds me of Kid Icarus. That's what the guy in it reminded me of. I mean, the puzzles and stuff were cool. Really good. And it was more light-hearted than Assassin's Creed. So yeah, you might like it. I'll be interested to hear if we manage to get a show together to bring out for next week. Then I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are on it. I don't think I'll be playing anything new. Oh, I was playing a bit of Jurassic World Evolution. Was just in the mood for it. That game's fucking good, man. Like, I forgot how good it was. I'm just at the hard island. Like, I'm on the second or third island. And, like, everything goes wrong in this fucking place all the time, man. And it's like, I go back to my first island. Because in this game, you set up one theme park, you move to your next. I know you've played it. So I'm like, I'm on this island and, like, constant why there's another fucking storm, and it's like, why we having a theme park here? Like, this is costing me a fucking fortune. I can never make money. Dinosaurs are always getting out and eating people. I've got like 8 storm shelters for the guests just because this one fucking dinosaur. So I ended up just selling the dinosaur because I'm like, I'm just going to have a herbivore park. Then a Triceratops is a wise ass and gets out and starts charging at people. And I'm like, this island's too much hassle. And I know it's meant to be a challenge, but it's like, I'm not having fun just now with this. And it's like, oh, your energy's broken. You need to spend money. So I can't spend money because I had to shut the park because of this that happened. So yeah, it's a fun game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend more time in the Jurassic Park because it's got Isla Nublar, or Isla Nublar, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the original Jurassic Park. And I don't know why I've not spent time there instead of bashing my head off a wall with this piece of shit island that I've got just now. Everything costing money and the whole thing's hilly, so you have to flatten everything that costs you like 10 million every time. And it's like,
yeah, I fucking hate that. Yeah,
but the game's good, and it's like, I bought the second one when it was in sale last year, and I've never even tried it. I'm like, do I just go there, or because there's a story in this and it's got Ian Malcolm and like Alan Grant, and I'm like, I kind of want to finish the story mode in it because you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Because guys like, oh, I want you to make a Dilophosaurus and a raptor fight. So, all right, cool. And I'm like, but then the raptor keeps fucking breaking out before I can get them to the levels where they'll fight. It's like they're breaking out before they're fighting each other. So I had to build like 6 fences.
Yep. I love the fence technology in that game, though, man. That was my favourite part of it, building the fences.
So like, they would eventually give up after 2 or 3, and then I'm like, okay, go and fix the fence to my guys. It's like, I can't get in because you've not built any gates. And I'm like, because the guy said just make them fight to pass the challenge, and I just want to upgrade my park, and I need to pass one of these challenges. And it ended up that I couldn't do it because every time, instead of fighting each other, I even took their food away. They wouldn't fight. The Dilophosaurus would go one way, the raptor would go the other. And I'm like, I should have looked it up. I don't think to look up games. And I'm like, how do you fucking make them fight? They would just rather break down a fence and eat guests before they'd fight each other. Doesn't make sense. So, yeah, anyway, I played a bit of that. I'm trying to think if I don't think I played anything else. Nah, just a bit of Saints Row game. I was mostly playing that Arcade Paradise and Path of Titans. Like, I love Path of Titans. I'm probably going to play a bit tonight before I go to bed. I really like that game. So yeah, there's no real Saints Row, obviously, if you're into the new one is out next week. But the next big game probably for me coming is your Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is... I don't get the hate for that game. Everything about it just says... Yeah, this is picking up the story that Arkham Knight left off. Like, Batman is dead, and they have to continue on. Like, it's even got similar character models. Like, even the villains look similar. I'm like, this is 100% the sequel. I don't know why they've went, oh, see that Suicide Squad that looks like Sunset Overdrive? And I know if we've said this before, but it baffles my brain.
Fucking dumb, man. Yeah.
It's like, why isn't this just called Arkham Gotham Knights?
I mean, it feels like it's in that series. It looks like it's in that series. Even the title seems like it's in the series.
The fighting.
It's in the fucking... In my head canon, it's in the series.
In my head canon, this is the follow-on from Gotham Knights. Batman is dead
100%.
because at the end of Arkham Knights, Batman was dead. And we all know he faked his death, but I'm sure they're going to find that out in this game, like they did in the comics when it happens.
Probably,
and it's like, he's going to come back at the end and go, well done, Robin, or whatever your name is. Swear to me! And then it's like, I'm so excited because it's like an Arkham game, and instead of having bullshit side missions to co-op in, me and Andy are going to be able to play the whole fucking game together. Now, one of the most exciting memories in gaming I've got in the past decade was the countdown when me and you sat up on Arkham launch night. And we waited like 42, and it was just so cool to see that drop. And that was kind of when me and you started adopting more digital games, and that was like 2015. But it shows you that I was more digital before that because the 360 I've filled up hard drives, as you know. But it's so cool. I can't wait. Gotham Knights is probably one of my most anticipated games this year. Like, and I know you loved Elden Ring, but it's like, Gotham Knights. It's like, this is a new Arkham game, and there's people left, right, and centre shitting on this game on the internet, and it's like, I don't even see any justification for it. Doesn't look good. I'm like, it looks like an Arkham game. It's cross-gen.
It looks exactly like an Arkham game, yeah.
And it's like, oh, the fighting doesn't look good. The fighting looks like it did in Arkham. The games that you critically praised, every one of them, 80-90% games, including Arkham Origins, got like 75% at the worst score I've seen. And I don't get that either because I liked Arkham Origins. But this is just, it's baffling to me. I guarantee you, for some reason, if Suicide Squad came out, it'd get a better reception. But I don't know if it's just the generation that's coming up in games now. They like the look of Sunset Overdrive shit now. I don't get it. Like, nothing about Gotham Knights that I've seen. I've not watched too much because I was sold in this game anyway. I wanted it last year when it was due out. I seen a bit of gameplay and I'm like, yeah, it looks like fucking Arkham, except like Andy can be off in one part of the city, I can be off in another, and it's like, this is cool. And like, they've got Red Hood, they've got Nightwing, they've got Robin, and they've got Batgirl. And it's like, I can't believe that Batgirl movie get cancelled, man. That was in the can practically. It was just
Fucking
embedded.
so strange, man.
90 million. Michael Keaton's in the movie, and they went, nope.
It caused a massive inconvenience for me for parking for weeks and weeks. And I saw all the cars. I saw the cars in person. Like,
the thing
I
is,
saw them all.
production was
filming
wrapped.
like,
All they needed to do was edit and add in the effects.
Yeah.
And they'd already spent 90 million on it. And they just went, nope. Why didn't they just go, do you know what? If we're maybe going to lose money in this, why don't we put the bidding rates out? Netflix or Amazon would have snapped that up. Like, fuck, Amazon.
Or like, I mean, they've got like HBO Max.
HBO Max, yeah, they could have put it, yeah. Like they did with, remember everyone was saying release the Snyder Cut and they released the Zack Snyder's. They could have just done that. Yeah. I don't understand why they didn't. All it needs done is the effects, and do you know that film's going to see the light of day at some point. Like, Fraser or someone was like, do you maybe think they're trying to test the waters to see if they can say they're cancelling it to see how much interest's out there for it, you know?
To see like people go like, oh, save it, like that sort
and
of
they
thing.
have been.
And then they pull it back and they go, oh, okay, seeing as there was such an outcry, we'll put it out on HBO Max.
I think that might happen. I think they might, after revisiting it, it will come to HBO Max. Like, all they want to do is pull the theatrical release. But, like, The Flash, like, that guy's been, like, kidnapping, starting fucking cults in Iceland and shit. And it's like, but that film's still going ahead. But Batgirl, you have a bad night, you pissed to bed or something, and you're like, we can't release that film. That film looked better than The Flash. To me,
I don't get the Flash thing. Like, I can't understand why that movie isn't out yet. Like,
because Ezra Miller's like AWOL staying in Iceland, starting sex cults, kidnapping young girls and stuff.
He's basically being like the reverse Flash, isn't he?
He's insane, the guy, clearly. But they're still going ahead with that film. They're not cancelling that. But Batgirl, they're like, not for me. What do you mean it's not for you? Like, you got Michael Keaton in the movie. You've been filming in the place that looks like the shithole that is Gotham. You know, like, it's all been done. Like, you've got the shots. Just let it fucking edit. Even straight to DVD. You know, straight to fucking iTunes, pay-per-view it. I would pay for it, man. I want to see that film. Like, it was something different instead of Batman and Batman and Batman and more Batman and, oh, let's just... Since Ben Affleck's having a hard time, let's just recast Batman and make it separate to the Batman that is there anyway. And then it turns out Ben Affleck's also in the Flash movie, even though he said quit as Batman. It's like, why can't we have part of the Batman universe that isn't Batman? Why has there never been a Nightwing movie? Why have we never seen Robin? Why have we never seen Batgirl or Batwoman even? Yeah, we got the Batwoman show, but that was full of problems. Like, Batgirl was looking on point. Like, the costume looked cool. Like, the actress seemed good. They had Michael Keaton done. I seen some of the bits when they were filming. They had Brendan Fraser as Firefly. That looked awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, new guy comes in. He's like, ding, cancel it. Cancel. We spent 90 million. Get it the fuck out of here. Love slaps her in the bum on the way out. I guarantee you that's what happened. Chauvinistic old school guy came in and goes, nobody's watching a female Batman. Not in my watch.
About what he said is, can you turn this into a Batman movie? And they're like, phone
Michael Keaton.
Like, cool, canned.
I bet you that's what happened. Can it be called Batman and Batgirl? No, Michael Keaton only shows up at the end. Will he do more?
We've got 12 minutes of shots of him doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We can't stretch that out into a Batman movie. There's no way.
Just cancel it. Just cancel it then. It's bullshit, man. Like, I don't know why they're scared to dive into other sides. Like, Joker worked for them.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm excited by Joker 2. Lady Gaga's a good choice. Like, I didn't watch all of it, but Tasha had on American Horror Story, I think it was called.
Oh, okay.
Lady Gaga was in that as like a vampire thing. She can act.
She's like, a good actress, yeah. Definitely.
So her as Harley Quinn in that movie makes sense. So why not take the risk and release back? I don't get it. I don't get how you could spend that much money and have a guy come in and go, fucking 90 million, cancel. they must have been able to get some tax back or something like that for their.
Oh yeah.
There must have been something that they were getting back for it. But it's like, all you need to do is edit and add in the CGI. So if now it's not got a movie budget, like you said, Andy, put it on HBO Max, put it on a streaming service.
Yeah, definitely.
Put in lesser CGI. I don't think this is going to be an intense. It's not a Green Lantern movie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I don't think
no,
there's
no.
going to be too much that needs to be added by a Hollywood budget. Ask the director if he would like to edit and finish it. I'm pretty sure he would like to see it. He was quite disappointed sounding. Even James Gunn came out in
I
support.
would imagine so. Yeah.
He's like, I've worked for like years on this script wise. We had it all filmed. It was in the can. And he's like, it was far from finished. We still had edit and post production, all that stuff to do, and reshoots if they needed it. But it's like, the film's there. Like,
Yeah.
this
They
is
must have showed it to like a test audience, or like the bigwigs seen it and went, "No, this is shit."
so can Michael Keaton be the main character? And they're like, no. What's going to happen when they see the Flash finally? So what one's the little sex pervert, the red guy? Okay, so can Michael...
take
Can this
him
be a
out?
Batman movie? Like, I guarantee you that's the problem. They're like, Batman sells. Big fat guy with a cigar. And it's like, can we make Michael Keaton the Flash?
With that Flash movie, they could fix that easily though, and take him out of it if need be.
Do you know who they need to put in? Grant Gustin.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
said
Yeah.
that from the start.
Because he is like, he's
The best
fucking squeaky
Flash.
clean. He's squeaky clean, and he's brilliant at being the Flash, and he
Amazing.
can be it in the movies 100%.
And what way of thanking him for doing what?
He's way better.
7, 8
He's way
years.
better.
7, 8 years of doing the Flash. Way better. And all it needs, you're finishing the Flash TV show. All you need to do is say to those guys in the CW, if they haven't done it already, can you do one more half hour, just a half hour of Barry going through and going into the Speed Force again and coming out a portal? And once you do that, you start the movie with portal open, Grant Gustin run through going, where am I now? Credits come up, James Bond still, Flash theme, and then it's the Flash doing everything.
And I mean, they did this. They've done this in other shows. So like at the end of Miss Marvel spoilers for Miss Marvel, they switch her places with Captain Marvel. So that's going to tie straight into like the new Marvel, the movie called The Marvels when that comes out. I think it's next year. So like shit like that, like they could do that in the Flash, no problem.
Shit like that is correct because no one's watching that. But yeah, the Flash, like, what are you talking about? Oh, she's going to be a young Avenger. No, she's practically the first X-Man. So,
Oh, whatever.
she is.
She's not in the Young Avengers anyway in the comics, so she's not.
You're changing your tune now. Anyway, no, I'm just disappointed with. I don't know what the problem is. DC have had multiverse in the comics for years. I think it's going to be a control issue. Like, you don't ever hear, like, Jeff Johns is the guy in charge of DC Comics, right? You don't, and he's involved with the movies, but it's not like they've got a Kevin Feige reining it all in. Like,
no, or it doesn't seem like that anyway. Maybe there is.
Maybe there is, but he's not doing his job as well. But like, it just doesn't seem like there's a central figure keeping it all balanced so that everything works. And it seems like the executives and shareholders can't make their minds up on what they want to work, what they think will work. It's just, let's try this. Oh no, it doesn't work. We're cancelling that. And it's like, you've got DCEU running just because the Justice League wasn't great the first time. If you'd left it Snyderverse, if you'd left the Snyder one, it would have been fine. But like, just because that didn't work, people have moved on. The DC universe, like Aquaman was good, Shazam was pretty good, Shazam 2 looks okay. Give it its due, Black Adam with The Rock being The Rock, as he is in every movie, looks decent. You know, like, you've got a goodish slate of films coming up. Like, not every Marvel movie was great, Thor 2, but like, you're going to hit some movies that aren't great. You rushed the Justice League too quick. Marvel done like 10 films before they hit Justice League. You did 2 and then went, yeah, let's bring them all together. It's like, it's too quick. So just learn off of Marvel. Like, why would you not want to replicate that formula? I mean, even fucking Star Wars, that's owned by Disney, that stumbled a few times by getting a different director in because J.J. Abrams shat himself when he had to continue a story. Like, they've got Kevin Feige coming over to try and fix Star Wars for them by laying the groundwork. He's actually making a Star Wars movie. He's not just there, like, producing stuff. As far as I know, he's directing a Star Wars movie so that he can go, here's the groundwork, here's your direction, here's what to do with Star Wars, and then he's back to Marvel. Like, so he's doing it his own company. Why wouldn't you get someone with a mindset of that or like replicate that? It's baffling to me, man. Like, there's strong DC characters, and then you've got people crying out for more Henry Cavill left, right, and center, and you refuse to confirm him as Superman again. Like, even The Rock stood up and said he wants him to be Superman again. All the fans are now fighting, saying, "Why is Henry Cavill not getting another Superman movie? You've had like 6 Batmans or something since the last Superman movie," and it's like, why can't you do Superman? Like Henry Cavill's fucking a brilliant actor. I know he's
He is,
kinda
man.
like, he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm now my dream job. I'm The Witcher. Like
Yeah.
that's all he cares about now. He recently upgraded his gaming PC. I seen that in the news because remember there was the whole thing of Henry Cavill, obviously all the women drooling over and men as well drooling over
Like,
Henry
just
Cavill.
fucking doing crunches with a graphics card.
He was like his guns out, like totally screw driving, like, oh, I think it goes in this way. And it's like, we know what you're doing, Henry. He seems a nice guy. He likes his Games Workshop.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just a total geek that worked out, obviously. And yeah, good for him. I'm glad he's better with COVID as well. Witcher season 3 filming has resumed. But Tasha's pretty excited for the new Game of Thrones thing next week, whatever it's called, with Matt Smith.
The Targaryen thing, yeah, I don't care.
She thinks it looks good, but I'm more excited for Andy before we finish up. Cobra Kai season 5, my guy. Oh, did you see the new trailer? Send it to you today.
I didn't watch it yet, but yeah, I'm excited for Cobra Kai.
Honestly, they confirmed Mike Barnes is coming back, who was obviously the Karate Kid 3. We kind of knew that because Sean Kanan was kind of poking his head up and doing more kind of fan things.
I was in the Karate Kid, hello.
Yeah, where it's like he was on some medical drama show for years, and all of a sudden he starts talking Karate Kid again. Well, not all of a sudden. I think he really liked his role in that. He seems like a nice, genuine guy from what I've seen. But I'm glad he's back. The trailer's really good. I like creases at the end of it, and like it's really cool. Like honestly, watch the trailer after this, man. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to I'm going to try and finish the Cobra Kai game because that game was good, man. I don't know why I didn't stick more time into it. I do know. Any game that reminds me of anything from PlayStation era backwards, I need to buy on Switch or I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
For some reason, unless it's a game that, like Saints Row, for example, I won't play it. Like if it's a game like Streets of Rage 4 is a great example. I got it on all consoles. Same with Sonic Mania. But for some reason, those games work better on my Switch for me. It's a bit like how we discussed before, like old RPGs work better in handheld, like Final Fantasy 7. It's the same for me for games of that style. I don't like playing them on the big TV now. I don't know, there's something about it. So yeah, Cobra Kai, I should have probably bought it on Switch. I didn't. I bought it on Xbox. I'm not buying it twice. It's not as good as Streets of Rage. It's the sort of game that if you like Cobra Kai and you see it in a sale, I would say pick it up. But at full price, it was a bit overpriced. Like how I said, Arcade Paradise at 15 quid. Buy it. But Cobra Kai, I think it was like 25. And I'm like, that's more expensive than Streets of Rage 4. And it's a classic. So I'm going to finish that because there's a second one coming out. And I'm sure they're going to have improved on it in many ways. I don't have a date for that yet. Cobra Kai 2. Might even be next year at this point. But I'm very surprised Cobra Kai 5's coming so quick because Cobra Kai Season 4 was this year.
Oh, yeah, because it was the very beginning of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a season at the start of the year. What it might have been is COVID, just delaying editing. They might have filmed it.
Yeah, I think that was it because I think it was. Yeah, I think it did end up getting pushed back from like the year before.
Yeah. But now
was it not like New Year's Eve or something? It came out. This year.
It came out New Year's Eve this year.
Oh, last year.
Yeah. Well, no, it was this year because it came out. Well, the first episode came out New Year's Eve.
Right.
Or did it all drop on New Year's Eve?
I think it all came out at the same time. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Right. But still,
that's basically this year.
That's this year, and it's like it's not even the end of the year, and we're already getting season 5 in 2 weeks' time. It's like that's cool. That's cool. Like I'm not complaining, but then it's like when season 6, like season 6 needs. Now I'm going to expect 2 seasons a year though, because I'm wanting season 6 at the start of the year. What they've probably done is they've had to for the contract. Well, they didn't have to. If you filmed it and edited it, you can release it when you want. Like they could have released season 5 next year.
They'll probably try to kind of strike while iron's hot because like people are really into it still. So they're like, cool, let's get it out now. And also like with these type of shows and like Stranger Things will be the same. They'll be wanting to film it while the cast are still like in the right age.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they could
still guys are at school.
Yeah, they could still film it though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Netflix didn't have to release both. They could have easily waited to New Year's Eve and done the same. I would have liked that because I really thought it was cool New Year's Eve watching Cobra Kai, but I hardly think we're going to get season 6 on New Year's Eve.
Well, this year will be different because New Year's Eve will be like a proper party again this year. Like whereas in previous years, because of COVID shit, it's not been.
Well, the COVID wasn't really so much there in January this year.
Oh no, not
Really?
for us, but like for younger people.
No. I mean, COVID in general, nothing was really shut in January this year.
No, but people were still kind of being a bit more cautious towards the tail end of last year, and there was still masks and everything like that was still a thing. So
I don't know. Anyway, I still want Cobra Kai season 6, but what I will
Yeah.
finish up and saying, and you need to watch it. I've only watched two episodes. Better Call Saul season 6. Man, the finale. I'm having to avoid. I actually had to block keywords on Twitter for the first time. Better Call Saul, because people give it a week and then they spoil it. They just, even people that weren't spoiling it will just talk about it. And I'm like, I waited till it was all out, because I think we talked about it at the start of the year. It's like, I'm interested, but it's been 2 years because it got delayed by a year.
Yep.
Then Bob Odenkirk had a heart attack or something, and it got delayed again. And then they said, okay, part 1's out in March, and then part 2's July. And I'm like, I'm not waiting on a fucking mid-season cliffhanger to be resolved for like 2 months. So I watched episode 1 and episode 2. From what I've read, Andy, it's perfect. Like, they've said they've ended it and brought it into Breaking Bad, and they've made it watchable and interesting, and like 3 masterpieces. I think Cameron called it. He over exaggerates, and he really likes the Goonies. So, but like, I mean, Better Call Saul's been good. I don't know why Tasha gave up on it. I think Breaking Bad's a better show, but I think Better Call Saul's an excellent complementary piece to it. But
yeah, definitely.
See, I've watched the first 2 episodes, and so far I'm like, okay, they're going guns out, and it doesn't feel like they're rushing anything. It just feels like the natural flow of the show, and I'm interested to see, because he's still not fully Saul in my mind.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm like, what happens to Kim? Like, she dead? Because don't see her in Breaking Bad.
Nope.
And I know there's an episode called Breaking Bad in part 2 this season, and I know that there's cameos. It was obvious it was going to happen. But I'm like,
they said that. Yeah.
how's it? I want to see how it all ties in. I want to see how he meets. What's the 2 guys called? Bill Burr plays the guy, and
the big fat guy.
Hugh.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember Bill Burr's character name, but
No.
I just remember them lying back in the money.
From the money, yeah.
I just think it'll be cool to see him, because he's still not fully Saul. They're up to no good. He's now got Kim on his wavelength, which says to me it's like she's either going to die or she's going to be a silent partner in the background, giving him advice and things, because she went from squeaky clean highbrow to these guys have really beaten you down, to the point where it's unfair, because Jimmy was trying to be a good lawyer and he tried it the right way, and these guys kept kicking him down, like all the guys at the top, like H.H. McGill, is it called H.H.? I can't remember the name of them. Yeah. But she's had enough now. And obviously I had to watch a catch up, because it has literally been 2 years since this has been on. And I forgot, obviously, that he'd had to walk in the desert with Mike, remember? Because and they nearly died, and he came back, and he'd lied to her in the last episode, saying everything went fine, I got the money for, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's the cousin of the guy in the wheelchair, or he's the brother. Lalo's his name. And I can't remember his name, but he's Scorpion in Spider-Man. Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho.
Nacho set him up and called all the SWAT guys to his house. And I was like, I forgot all of this. So I'm glad that I watched it. I watched like a 6-minute catch-up thing. But once I got to it, I was like, this is cool. And I like the way it's going. And I'm like, I just need to know how it links to Breaking Bad, and see the most that I seen from the not spoilers, but the reviews was phenomenal, stunning. They knock it out of the park again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So people seem happier with this ending than they did with El Camino. Because El Camino was kind of, what was the point in doing this? Didn't really add anything. Did you watch El Camino? The movie with Jesse?
It was shit, apart from there was one cool scene in it where they had like a top down of like them running around their house looking for something in the walls.
Oh,
Maybe they were ripping apart the walls and shit. That scene was cool as fuck, and it was really well shot, but like the rest of it was garbage.
The whole, it was kind of pointless. It never...
Yeah, it was, I did absolutely nothing.
I did nothing to it. It's kind of like... And I wanted to see more of Jesse. Like...
Yeah.
Nowadays, because it showed you a flash forward of him being a woodwork teacher, remember, at the end of Breaking Bad? And all this did was like extended the last episode of Breaking Bad, really.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like it.
I didn't enjoy it. So, but Better Call Saul, like really enjoying it. Are you planning on watching it?
I will watch it. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Anyway, we'll call it a night. I know it's been a shorter show, guys, but we started a bit later. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you want to hear more from me, check out Xbox Hub or Game Rant. Are right there. And if you want to hear more from Andy, then just cross your fingers that we've got a show next week.